include our dairy products, so milk, cream, yogurts, cheeses, flours made from different types of grains, sugar products, but not raw sugar, pet food. In addition to that, we've also had done a bit of analysis in London to look at other priority products that Nigeria would benefit from. These include, but again are not limited to, flours, cooking sauces, rubber, beauty accessories, plastics, cotton, frozen shrimp, plantain, sesame, tomatoes, petrochemicals, and fertilizers. Since we had Edward on the panel, I'll take cocoa as an example. So the UK imports approximately £250 million worth of cocoa butter annually. Nigeria currently accounts for less than 2% of this. The UK also imports approximately £14 million worth of cocoa paste each year, of which Nigeria accounts from 0%. So I really think there's huge benefits to actually utilizing preferences under this new scheme and increasing the exports from Nigeria. And Edward touched on this earlier as well. And in order to kind of maximize benefits under this new scheme, it's not just about the tariffs themselves, but there are lots of underlying issues and challenges, SPS related, customs facilitation. We're looking to organize some workshops in Lagos around the new scheme. So again, if you'd be interested in being added to the mailing list, do reach out. And I'll just end on what David actually asked me, which was how will you benefit? So Nigerian exporters will automatically benefit. That's the key message. So the what needs to be done, what needs to be done is more on our side. So as the UK, we just need to legislate this. It needs to go through the legal process through Parliament. We're hoping that this will come into play around spring 2023. And then from that point onwards, the new lower tariff rates will automatically apply. And you can look up and confirm rates then using the UK tariff tool, which is available on gov.uk. And for simplicity, we've kept the same administrative arrangements as they are under the EU GSP. So nothing new, you just complete the Form A customs declaration and so on as usual. So I hope that answers the question. And back to David.
Thank you very much. Please stay, I'm sure there'll be questions to you afterwards. Now I'd like to move, please, to Stephen Cartwright. Stephen, are you there?
I'm here, but I'm going to do the gentlemanly thing and suggest you ask Sophie. She's told her she's got to leave in 5 minutes, so I suggest you go to Sophie. I will come in after that very briefly. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you, Stephen. Thanks for your flexibility. Sophie, sorry.
Thank you, David.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I've got to go and brave the snow, as has been mentioned in the UK. So
it's snowing in the UK, is it?
It is indeed. It's very.
It's 34 degrees here. Sorry to rub it in.
Oh, it's -6 here. So
I might use the swimming pool later on.
Oh.
Sophie, please. Now, I'd like to please come to you then. You work for Innovate UK. So please, could you tell us something about how Innovate UK, what they do, and how you support Nigerian and UK businesses?
Of course, thank you, David. So yes, I'm the Africa Regional Lead for Innovate UK KTN. If anyone isn't aware, Innovate UK is the UK's innovation agency, and Innovate UK KTN is the networking partner of the innovation agency. Our mandate really is to build stronger and new UK-Nigerian partnerships to maximise market access, funding, investment opportunities through innovation knowledge transfer. At the moment, as Innovate, we work with a number of the UK government departments, so with the FCGO through the Africa Technology and Innovation Partnerships Initiative, with BEIS through the GCRF, and also through the Energy Catalyst Fund as well. So we've supported at the moment about 21 initiatives in the agri-food sector in Nigeria through the Global Challenges Research Fund and also through FCGO, previously DIT Agri-Tech Catalyst. You may have seen some of my colleagues in the room, so we're looking at innovations, for example, using duckweed as an alternative protein, technologies around insects, energy technologies in the cold storage value chain. And more recently, we've also been working to essentially look at strengthening the UK-Nigeria innovation partnerships through tools and technologies that we have as the knowledge transfer network in the UK.
Thank you very much, Sophie. Can you perhaps give a couple of examples of projects you supported in Nigeria, most particularly what the benefits of those have been?
Of course. So perhaps I'll give one of the examples that I think might be most useful for the discussion today, and that's through our innovation exchange model that we have. So this is an initiative we've been running for the past 15 years, where we're supporting large businesses who have a challenge in their supply chain or through their business models, whereby a cross-sectoral innovation or innovative solution could resolve those challenges. What we're not looking for really is a kind of procurement challenge and off-the-shelf technology or innovation. We look to really support that model. So at the moment, we've been working with Hinkley Recycling in Lagos, looking at use of second life lithium-ion batteries and innovative solutions for the usages, as well as a battery management system. We are looking at working with a number of other companies in a similar vein. As one of the other strands we have is an initiative called the Agri-Food Africa Knowledge Transfer Partnerships. So that's looking at establishing a 24-month model with a UK university, an African university, and an African agribusiness for bilateral knowledge transfer and innovation transfer as well. And as mentioned, through the Tech Catalyst and the Innovation Awards, we're supporting a number of initiatives and innovations that promote UK-Nigerian relations, for example, in alternative feed sources, looking at energy supply within the agricultural value chain. So at the moment, we're working across the sector with the innovation support that we're building.
Thank you very much. Your colleagues are in the room, are they?
Yes, my colleague Joshua Adeji should be somewhere in the room, and we also have an Innovate stand as well in the exhibition area. So do feel free to go and have a chat with my colleagues, and they will be more than happy to help. Joshua also has some information about the Open Innovation Exchange, should there be any businesses who may be interested in working with Innovate on this.
Thank you. Joshua, are you here? Is he down on the stand, is he? Oh, no, Josh, he's on the stand. Okay. Thank you. We saw the stand as you came in, so if you're interested in anything that Sophie was talking about, please go and talk to Joshua afterwards. Thank you, Sophie. We'll let you go into the school run, yes?
Thank you very much, and thank you, Stephen. Thanks for
very much. Okay, so last but by no means least, could move to Stephen Cartwright from the Growth Gateway. I believe you have a video to play, Stephen?
Yeah, we can play that before I speak or after, whichever suits best.
Should we do it before?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing it, or is someone from the IT department doing it?
Someone that end, I hope. But if not, I can just talk.
Okay, 1 second. Is it coming? Just 1 second. I'll tell you what, Stephen, whilst we're waiting for the video to be queued up, I'll ask you some questions. Is that okay?
Fire away, of course.
Okay, thank you. So, Growth Gateway was mentioned a lot of times in the presentation this morning in terms of how you can support Nigerian exporters. Could you give a brief overview of what your program is doing and how you can particularly support Nigeria?
Yes, of course. Yeah, very good to see everybody. Growth Gateway is it's a UK government free, I underline that, free support service for businesses pursuing trade or investment, and it's a two-way opportunity for both Africa and UK. Basically, Growth Gateway provides three main services to businesses. Firstly, we connect businesses to the whole variety of information and programs available across the UK government development, trade, economic support programs. And you've heard about some of those already. We will connect to things like the Knowledge Network. We will connect to some other programs you heard earlier on. We connect to those. We locate and we give information to companies about the opportunities most relevant to businesses. And we know at the moment it can be very confusing trying to navigate around when you're searching online. We try and make it easier for businesses by putting that information together and facilitating access to those programs so that we can help business navigate those as easy as possible. So that's the first point, it's about connecting. Secondly, we provide expert advice to businesses pursuing specific trade and investment opportunities. So this advice is tailored to business and can include, for example, references to potential partners, navigating import or export standards and regulations, and supporting any trade and investment discussions that are happening between Nigerian and UK businesses. I'll give you a couple of quick examples. For example, we supported a Nigerian agro processor by advising them on UK import regulations, and we've connected them to potential partners during their business trip to the UK recently. And we supported a Nigerian agri-tech business with fundraising by connecting them to investors. So those businesses that have high potential for boosting trade are provided with targeted hand-holding and advisory support. So that's about real opportunities. And thirdly, we identify bilateral trade and investment opportunities for African and UK businesses, and we share these. For example, earlier this year, we developed a green investment tool to identify sectors with the greatest opportunity and potential for green investment. We identified 11 green sectors across the African continent that have the highest potential for investment. So we encourage and support Nigerian and UK businesses, of course, to take advantage of these actual opportunities, to take advantage of things like the DCTS, which you've just heard about, and we will support any Nigerian business to pursue bilateral trade and investment opportunities. We're really keen to work with Nigerian business and to develop the overall trade relationship.
Africa.
Has the video started?
So keep going, Stephen. I've just started your video, but keep going.
So we're extremely keen just to develop those relationships. So I think reach out to us. You'll see the inbox details on the video in just a second.
And a world-class provider of services.
Sorry, so can we just stop the
including
video for a
emerging
second to finish
sectors
speaking,
like
please?
fintech and green industry.
Please.
This trade relationship can create development and...
Thank you. Sorry, Stephen, just repeat there, please. Sorry.
It was just my final offer to say that obviously the way you find us, you'll find out in the video in a second, is the way to contact. There's an inbox. We sift those inquiries, then we'll get back to companies. So looking forward to working with as many companies as possible to improve UK-Nigeria two-way trade. Now over to the video. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen. We're going to play the video now, and then we'll come back to you for a question or two. Can we play the video now, please?
There are exciting opportunities for trade and investment between the UK and Africa. Africa has some of the fastest growing economies and a rising population, which will lead to increased trade opportunities with global partners. The UK is an ideal partner for Africa in its development journey. It is a key market for African products and a world-class provider of services, including emerging sectors like fintech and green industries. This trade relationship can create development and commercial impact. Growth Gateway is a UK government service that supports UK and African companies to trade and invest. As a business, you want to identify market opportunities, find the right partners such as buyers and suppliers, understand financing options, and comply with regulations. But how can you easily find information to address these needs? Growth Gateway can help. Growth Gateway links you to the right UK government resources through a digital service, provides expert advice, and facilitates trade and finance partnerships. For example, we have helped companies in the UK and Africa access information and programs on trade partnerships and finance. We are also working in specific countries and sectors to identify investment opportunities. For instance, we have identified high potential opportunities across clean energy, agriculture, and green financing that businesses can take advantage of. We can help your business explore trade or investment opportunities in the UK or Africa. To find out more about the free support Growth Gateway can provide through its UK government and private sector experts, please visit our website at growthgateway.campaign.gov.uk or write to us directly at growthgateway@fcdo.gov.uk.
Thank you. Excellent. Stephen, are you there?
I am here. Hopefully the video said it all.
It did. It was very good. Not as good as yourself, of course, though. Okay, so my follow-up question. I had lots of people come up to me after today and said, we are Nigerian producers. We want to export our products to the UK. So you can help with that. How do they contact you? And what's the next steps?
Yeah, so we gave the email address on the video, and it's available in the room through Sonar and other colleagues through the High Commission. We work really, really closely with the IT colleagues, but yeah, just by emailing the inbox, we will then sift that inquiry. We will reach out to the company. We will obviously want some more information about where the business is, what their ambitions are, what they've done already, where they're exporting to, etc. And then we'll try and take them on that journey. We'll give as much information as possible about programs. We will connect with them and take them on that journey with them.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Okay, so colleagues, you've now heard from all 5 speakers, and the idea was to try to give you something of the flavour of the breadth of the offer from Britain, how we are interested in working with you. I'd now like to ask if there's any questions. If you have a question, please, and could you say who you'd like to ask the question to? So first of all, and you say your name as well, please, sir.
Thank you. It has to be Dave Burton. My name is Captain John. I'm the chairman of Nigerian Agro Export Setup Committee in Nigeria. Your support and what you lay down for us is quite okay, but that's the UK end. What happens to the Nigerian end? Because the logistic costs, when you talk about export, you talk about point of exit. We have a problem of point of exit in Nigeria. Multiplication of agencies, high logistic costs. I was the one that came up with the paperwork of getting a 100-ton aircraft from Accra to London. You pay about $4,000 in fees and taxes to their government. The same 100-ton from Nigeria to London at 6 hours, you pay $35,000. Our farmers and our exporters cannot compete based on that cost. So what are you doing in terms of helping us? We've done something, okay, to overcome that high logistic cost and multiplication of agency, but it got stalled at the presidency. So whatever support you're giving to us and whatever you have on us, if we don't take care of what this way at home, I don't think we're going to succeed. But please, what can you do to help us? Thank you.
There's always difficult questions, isn't there? So in terms of the export costs, honestly, I don't think there's much we can do about that. I'm sorry, to be honest. But what I will say is 2 things I said in my speech is we are in an era now of high food prices. That's bad in many reasons, but it does give surety for people investing. And if you go to Britain and you look at the products that are exported, there's lots of products that are exported, and they are exported out. They must be exported at profit, otherwise they wouldn't come there. So although the costs are expensive, you know, if you start looking at the sums of everything, I think you'll find it might well be worth it. In terms of reducing, you know, the costs of exports and shipping, I'm afraid that's something we can't do much about. Sorry. Okay.
Hi there. Can I add something? It's Ed.
Yes, please. Yes, please, Ed. Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to maybe give a little bit about my experience outside Nigeria. We run another fund helping small exporters out of Lebanon. And what we did, a little bit like the gentleman just mentioned about the high logistics costs and shipping costs, what we tried to do is create an aggregation center at the local port in Tripoli in Lebanon, where we ask exporters that were trying to ship to the UK to bring all their produce and stock there, and we aggregated it, and then we shared containers over to the UK. And then we worked with the Lebanese embassy in London, so working with the Nigerian consulate in London in this particular project to procure warehouse spacing at one of the ports in the UK to allow those